Hey, what's up, guys? So you're just in time for another eBay antique unboxing. And let's get the show on the road, all right? Shank, shank. Okay, let's go. I got the shank, and we're almost there. All right, let's put the shank down so I don't slice my wrists. And we got a little bubble wrapper. Okay, I always love a little bubble wrapper. And a little peanuts. And let's try to get this out without damaging the contents and the peanuts spilling all over the damn floor. And, I don't want that on the floor. That's for damn sure. So thankfully, the seller had a make an offer button, and I checked what the seller sells, and that's what I usually do. I see what their usually recently sold prices are for their items, and I check to see what other things they're selling. If they sell things for like $10, $5, $15, and all they have is like thrift store junk, then I know I can offer something really low. So I made an offer of $35 for each bottle, and I could not believe my luck because she accepted them. Now, they were just listed, and I figured if I didn't act fast, other dealers and collectors would have snatched them up in a hot two. And so I got really, really lucky to get these three items for such a really awesome price. I really consider myself very, very fortunate. And thankfully, the seller just sold nothing but junk, didn't know what these were. And I was able to actually finagle my way into getting them for a really, really, really awesome bargain. And I'll show you why after I show you the bottles. We'll go into a little bit of a history about them. Oh my God. These are absolutely gorgeous. They're gorgeous, and they're opaline glass. And opaline glass is very, very collectible. Now, with all antiques, any antiques, sometimes the prices are sky high for them. For example, over the years, there's been many, many, many different kinds of antiques that you'll collect that at one time, like for example, Hummels. Well, they're really not antique, they're like vintage. But at one point, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but remember when Hummels, before and just about the time eBay got started, would go for like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for certain ones. And now you'll pay like $29.99 on eBay for them. Well, that's what happens with antiques, pretty much. But Opaline goes in and out of favor. Right now it's hot. And tomorrow it might not. So antiques, all sorts of antiques are hot and then not. So right now Opaline is hot, and if I would have had to pay full price for these perfume bottles, it would have cost me $225. Now it never hurts to ask. I'm going to teach you that. No, it never hurts to ask. So if you ever see something like on Etsy, say you see a collectible or an antique you want, and the dealer has a price that you can't really, afford, or it's just a little too dear for you, it never hurts to ask, because sometimes somebody's willing to take a little less for it. So I ended up getting these for 50% off. So if I would have paid full price, it would have been $225. So there you go. Yeah, these are really awesome. Okay, so what these are something known as French tour collectibles, and also like European tour collectibles. These are very, very old. And for example, people would go to, say, like a tour of Europe. They would tour all different countries. Some people would go to France, some people would go to Spain, or some people would go on a multiple month long or 2 month long trip to Europe. And they'd bring back souvenirs of their time at the locations and places they were in. For example, if they were in Italy, they'd bring back tourist pieces that were sold in souvenir shops in Italy. If they were in France, they would probably bring back beautiful opaline. And these are from the Paris area, known as a place near the Palais Royal or Royale. I like to call it Royale. And it was a actual beautiful, beautiful palace where all the kings and all the noble women, like Marie Antoinette, and people like King Louis, would have resided. And so along the Palais Royal, which was a beautiful building, it's still there today, there would be what was known as bazaars and arcades. And no, not video game arcades. There would be these little tourist shops, and they would sell these things to the tourists mainly, and the tourists would bring the stuff back. So what I have here is probably circa 1850 to 1880 opaline glass bottles. Now, true opaline glass is only French. So it was made in Italy, it was made in all other areas of Europe, but true opaline glass is only French. So if you have Italian opaline glass, you can call it opaline, but it's really not opaline. Now, it came in all different colors. Lemon and pink are the most rarest of all the opaline colors. Now, it's an opaque type of glass. Apple green you don't generally see too often, but the most common you will come across is blue. But the blue I think is actually very beautiful. Now these are scent bottles or AKA perfume bottles. Now the most valuable out of the three would be the one in the center. Although it is blue, and you would think the green one would be because it's not as common of a color to find, but it's because of the decoration, and you have this beautiful gold doré, actually like it's brass, but it's like a gold doré type of design going all around the perfume bottle. And if you look along the top, you'll see a photo of an area of France. And a lot of these perfume bottles had different pictures from different places in France. Now, it is a little worse for the wear. You do see some buckling. There is a glass panel, and underneath that glass panel is a picture. And sometimes it was made out of like a celluloid type of material. And over the years, moisture gets in there and it buckles from age. But what I notice about these particular bottles is most of the times the little glass, little center at little feature there with the picture in it is missing. A lot of times, for some reason, they fell off the tops of the bottles, and you'll see an actual hole going through the top of the cap, and it's like very unsightly. So it's amazing that this piece is still there with the picture. Now, the other amazing thing about these is they have their original stoppers. 9 times out of 10, these old glass scent bottles or perfume bottles are missing the glass stoppers. So I'm going to just show you really fast how cool this is to have the original glass stoppers. Now, what's even cooler is if you look in the cap, you'll see cotton. And a lot of times you'll see fabric or cotton in these old perfume bottles. A lady would actually dab her perfume onto the piece of cotton, and so you can actually still smell the perfume today, even though the bottle is empty. Here's the original stopper. It's a square cut stopper, which is quite amazing. Um, and the bottom, look how nicely ground that is and polished. And if you hold it up to the light, you could actually see it's like opal. When you take it out of the light, it gets darker. Um, and yeah, you can actually, with my light shining on it, you can almost see through it. Now, here's the blue one. The blue one's really quite pretty. And look at that. And it's a nice size. Like it fits in the palm of your hand very nicely. Again, the bottom is actually polished. And if you open it up, I just want to make sure I'm opening it at the right angle. There we go. There is another piece of cotton in there. The original cotton that a lady had placed in there. We have the original glass stopper. And look how nicely polished that is. And it's square cut, which is quite interesting. Now, these are probably made during the reign of Napoleon III between 1850 to 1870. Really quite beautiful. And again, look how the light shows through it, and it's really quite beautiful. Now the third one we have is again our most valuable one. This one is just a gorgeous blue, again like opal, and on the bottom it's polished. It's really quite lovely. Look at that. It's ground out. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that is just really something else. And when you open it up, we have the original stopper. And the original stopper looks like it could possibly be camphor glass. Camphor glass is like a rock crystal. Look at the beautiful designs going through that. And I can still smell the perfume. I'm actually tasting it on my tongue, which is absolutely insane because these bottles are empty. There is no perfume in them. So that is just really crazy. So bottles such as these actually sell for quite a bit of money. On eBay, sometimes you can catch a deal like I did, but for the most part, they sell in between the 200 to about $500 price range, depending upon how large they are, the color, and how actually decorative they are. Like this one, of course, is our most expensive one because look at the workmanship on it, and all the gold ormolu going throughout it. I'm gonna go through a cutaway right now just to show you what some of these type of perfume bottles sell for. Now, they do sell. So, like, even though I'm gonna show you prices that actually it's being sold for, these have no problem selling at these high prices. So let's go to a cutaway and check them out. Now, I am so like grateful that this seller did not know what these were at all. If she knew what these were, there's no way in hell she would have let me have them. Now, where did she come up with the price of $75 a piece from? Since she sold pretty much nothing but junk, I'm talking like old magazines, um, pretty much like like little doilies and really cheap $10 things. She probably just didn't know what they were and just stuck a price on it and hoping somebody would come along and buy them. And I am so glad she had a make an offer button on that. That's actually not a good thing for sellers if you don't know what your item or objects are. Putting a make an offer button on something is asking for someone like me to come along and to snatch them up for well under value. Okay, so what do these type of bottles sell for? Okay, some people erroneously say that they're 1880. I have a feeling that mine's probably from the 1860s, 1870s, probably Napoleon III. So here's one, $230.25. And they do sell for that price. Now this one does have the picture, and that's actually, like I said, a lot of times you will not find the picture on them. They fall out for some reason. Here's another example. This one being sold for 400 euros, which is close to about 500 US dollars, maybe a little more or a little less. And again, it's saying Napoleon the Third, 19th century. And this one does have its picture, its original picture. And guess what else it has? It has the same exact stopper as mine, which is that camphor type of glass stopper. And so that bottle that I got for $35, that is like an awesome, awesome buy. Here's another one on First Fibs. I call it First Fibs because First Dibs prices are just absolutely outrageous and ridiculous. $1,270.08. And it has a strike through, so it's sold. That is ridiculous. And yeah, they're overpriced. Celebrities usually shop there and wealthy elite people. Okay, here's another example of a blue Opaline scent bottle. This one is shaped like an egg and $405. It has a chatelaine chain, so that makes it a little more valuable than my other ones. Here's another one, 219, I think that's euros. And it's in apple green. It has a broken chatelaine. I think mine's prettier, to be quite honest. But then again, you might think this one is prettier. Here's another example of a pink one. Same square stopper as mine, being sold for $225. That is actually a really decent price for one of these with a actual chatelaine chain attached to it. Really quite nice. So as you can tell, I actually got really, really lucky. Here's another example, one being sold for $229. This one is actually much smaller than mine. It's a teeny, teeny, tiny one, probably about an inch and a quarter, an inch and a half. And so as you can tell, I got really lucky. Thank goodness the seller had to make an offer button. Again, if you don't know what you're selling and you're flipping on eBay or a reseller and do your research and you still can't find out what you have, never do a make an offer button because 9 times out of 10, a dealer will come along or a collector knowing what it is, and you might not realize what your item's worth. I would put it on auction and not even do a buy it now. Wait until the people go into a bid war, and then you will get probably what you really deserve. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out another one of my videos, and maybe you learned something today. I'll see you guys all soon. I have some more sleepers and more really cool things coming up that I found on eBay. So I should be getting them by this week or next week. So long.